Welcome to IPR Radio. I am Shanjay Mukherjee. In this episode, we speak to Professor P.K. Shukla, Dean, College of Veterinary Sciences and Animal Husbandry, Duvasu, Mathura, on bridging the knowledge gap, exploring the vital role of skilled manpower in animal agriculture. Professor Shukla is former Joint Commissioner Poultry, Government of India in the Department of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, and has played a crucial role in the policy, planning and program implementation, especially in the poultry sector. He is a graduate of Veterinary College, Jabalpur. Awarded with numerous prestigious awards and honors, Professor Shukla is a distinguished fellow of the National Academy of Veterinary Sciences. He has authored several policy papers and status papers. Presently, he is engaged in research and education management in veterinary science and providing leadership for overall poultry development in the country. After the break.
In the orchestra of life, each creature plays a part. At Sapience, we see the web of life, where the health of animals reverberates through ecosystems and societies. With innovative technologies, we're redefining the future of agribusiness, sustainably enhancing productivity and profitability. We don't just dream of a better future, we make it. Food safety, quality, and security. These aren't just words, they're our mission. We're Sapience, and we're committed to healthier animals because we believe in healthier living. Be a part of our melody, and together, let's compose a better world. For more information about our products and solutions, log into sapienceagri.com.
Good morning, Professor Shukla, and welcome to IPR Radio.
Good morning.
To set the context for today's discussion, in today's rapidly evolving world of animal agriculture, skilled manpower has become a very critical input. Today, we'll try and explore the need for well-trained professionals who can address the complex need and challenges of modern farming, from animal health and nutrition to sustainable practices and technology integration. So, sir, the first question to you today is, how has the demand for skilled manpower evolved in the animal agriculture sector in the last few years?
See, now we have a lot more technological interventions and technology infusion in altogether the entire animal agriculture sector. With the infusion of new technologies, we need to have a trained manpower who can deal with this. Because in production system, we need to have efficient and skilled manpower to keep the production system efficient. Every year, we are growing with a pace ranging between 4 to 10% in various animal husbandry sector, from dairy to poultry. So keeping pace with this growth, resources are also required as inputs. And one of the important input resource is human resource. So if we'll have a trained and skilled manpower, definitely we are going to have a handling of better scientific, technological system of production for fine outcome and fine outcome products. As in the animal husbandry sector, whatever we are dealing ultimately is being converted into one or other food product which is coming to the table of human for human consumption. So at each and every step of production system, now there is a high demand for technical and skilled manpower.
Right, sir. So, in your opinion, what are the key challenges being faced by the sector today in terms of skilled manpower availability?
See, in the entire sector, looking to the pace of growth, the sector is taking, which is ranging between 4 to 10%, from dairy to poultry sector, always we are feeling short of technical and skilled manpower. Whenever you want to hire a hatchery manager, you won't get the skilled manpower in the field. Or even if you want to hire a person who is trained in getting the machine milking of the animals, you won't get it in the market ready-madely. So what people are doing, they are hiring the raw manpower either at a labor level or at a supervisory level. Then they are trying to train them in their own establishment. And after 6 months training or 1 year training, they are taking them into a main production system. So, in a ready made market, the major challenge is the technical and skilled manpower whenever required and of what type it is required, they are not available. So every industry in the animal agriculture is facing the same problem.
Right, sir. So today, I mean, what are the key skill sets required, or what are the important skill sets required that are the skill sets in high demand by the industry today?
Yeah, the overall sectors of animal agriculture, I studied only the poultry sector, so I'll be in a position to tell you in details about what kind of skills are required in poultry sector, to some extent in dairy sector also. But ultimately, the entire livestock sector needs the skilled manpower, be it a dairy sector, be it a poultry sector, be it a equine sector, be it a piggery sector or swine sector, be it a goat or caprine sector, because every sector is having very specific operations to be carried out, and these operations can be carried out only with the help of the skilled manpower at both the levels, at the executive level, at the supervisory level, and even at a ground level where our skilled labor is working with these operations. So usually what happens in poultry sector, we need to have a person who can handle the hatchery as a
True.
hatchery manager, or even a labor which can handle the hatching eggs and the hatchery machine. Or even when the chicks comes out, we need to have a chick sexer who can sex the chick and only can send the females for egg or layer sector, and males can be discarded at a very initial stage. Similarly, while these birds are at farm, then farm supervisors are required, whether it is of a broiler or whether it is of a layer. And at the same time, in the breeding flock, we need to have a breeding farm managers, because they are keeping a very different kind of operations at their level, as they are going for artificial inseminations, they are
Right.
collecting the hatching eggs. So each and every step, since it is infused with high end technology, we need to have a person who is trained for this particular operations to be carried out.
Right. Right. So, sir, what initiatives or programs are there currently in place that are promoting upskilling and training for individuals who are either interested in getting into this sector or are currently in this sector and require their upskilling to happen?
See, almost in our country, if we look to the statistics, almost 35% of the population ranges between 70 to 32 years of age. It means this is the sector, this is the section which is most eligible for employment or to work. Now, our government has given a lot of emphasis on skill development to make them Atmanirbhar, either in terms of employability or in terms of having their own businesses. And we have seen a sharp increase in skill development centers, or in terms of self employability, in last 7 to 8 years as a
Right.
government initiative. One of the initiatives of government was to establish the Skill Council of India, which has very many programs. And as a part of their curricular activity, they have also formulated the courses for skill development in animal agriculture sector. And these are there, particularly I know the poultry sector, wherein uh, almost 13 different courses have been formulated for skill development, and these courses are there in vogue. So, these are required to be undertaken by a wider network of training imparting institutions, and by and large, government has also taken on board the private sector, the industry, so as for implementing these courses for training of young youth of our country. So nowadays there are very many organizations which are imparting the skill training programs, and as an outcome, now slowly and slowly the skilled manpower outflow is there. But looking to the uh, growth of animal agriculture sector, these are peanuts. We cannot do away with training of 50 or 100 persons. Rather, we need the skilled manpower in terms of lakhs. So, we need to upscale this training and certification processes so as to make this important human resource available to the industry for sustaining their growth rate.
We'll be back after a short commercial break.
That is a wake-up call against the growing shadow of antibiotic resistance over our poultry, our health, and our world. To fight this menace, Excelsio, a natural antibiotic-free performance enhancer, marshals an army of bacteriophages, each engineered by evolution to engage a specific bacterial adversary. Excelsio uses a cocktail of bacteriophages that protects your flock against various strains of Salmonella, E. coli, Clostridium perfringens, and Staphylococcus aureus. Excelsio is more than a product. It's our shield against antimicrobial resistance. It's our stand for a safer, healthier future. For more information about our products and solutions, log into sapiensagri.com.
So, sir, can you discuss any emerging trends that are there in this sector that is influencing the skill sets required, or that is dictating the skill sets required by manpower?
See, whenever manpowers are required, then definitely there are two options. Either we should go for a direct hiring, those who are really trained in that particular sector and having credentials, or we need to hire a raw labor or supervisors, and then we are training them at our own institution, lapsing a lot of time, putting a lot of money on their training, and then ultimately employing them in our own organization. But everything has been taken nowadays on a business line.
Sure,
So,
sure, sir.
when this education has been taken on a business line, the same is true for taking up the skilled manpower training. And few of the institutions in our country, particularly in the poultry sector, looking to their own requirement, they have established their own training centers. And the credentials of these trainings are a person who immediately come out of the training gets the job. And right now, proudly I can say, if you are being skilled in the poultry operations, nobody is unemployed as on date. And the trend is likely to continue for many more years, looking to the growth. And always the poultry sector is increasing with, I think if we'll take since last 4 or 5 years, it is increasing continuously with a constant growth rate of 7 to 10%.
Yeah,
And again, if we are increasing with this growth rate, all the inputs are required, including human resource. So
sure.
other inputs we are trying to cover up, but human resource always it is lacking. So ultimately, this is affecting badly on the production system, either in terms of training the manpower, which is lapsing the time, and at the same time, they are not in a position to efficiently take up those operations during the period of their training. So largely a new trend has emerged in the industry as so as to hire the ready-made technical manpower or skilled manpower so that they can save the time, they can save the money. At the same time, their efficiency of production system should not be affected, means more efficiently they can work for their production system.
Sure, sir. So, therefore, when talking about investment, as you were saying, that we need to check the ROI of any investment. So, what is the potential economic benefit of investing in upskilling and training programs for manpower for this sector?
See, mostly right now what we are observing as a field study since last 4 or 5 years, mostly the institutions, those who are having the infrastructure to impart the training or skill are conducting this training and skill.
Right.
At the same time, the product which is coming out as a skilled manpower gets immediate employment. Henceforth, now these institutions are attracting a lot of youth to undertake this training at a very reasonable rate with a guarantee of employment opportunity once they acquire the skill. So now many more companies even they are coming forward to establish their own institutions. And everything in the business works for economics and the sustainability. Once you are sure that the skilled manpower is going to increase your production efficiencies with a little input, and at the same time, if you are going to have this sustainable system for a longer period, because they are technologically competent to handle the precision farming, everybody is interested to have these training programs, and even they are ready to invest on the manpower to train them and to employ them with them. So whenever there is a market demand, the business always works in a supply demand matrix.
Of
So when there
course.
is a demand, definitely it is going to work. And whenever you have a credential in your market for your product, definitely, I think this is a very good business model and a time to come only to produce these technical skilled manpower for consumption in our industry.
Right, sir. So, in the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see the demand for skilled manpower in this industry changing? And and what trends or what will drive this change?
See, one beautiful thing about the livestock sector is it has never seen the negative growth since last 75 years. And that's the beauty and that's the strength of core strength of this sector, because there are many more miles to go as we are dealing with the food items. With the
True.
growing population, definitely we are going to have much more demand of food in terms of animal products in future too. It means this driver again will work with the same metrics in the animal agriculture sector. We need to increase the business, we need to increase the production system so as to meet the demand of the market for food and food products. So, in a time to come, with keeping pace with the rapid growing industrial requirements, we need to have the technical manpower or skilled labor also to be on board as an important input resource. So in next 5-10 years, if I talk about poultry, immediately we are in need of around 5 lakh skilled labor and other manpower. But again, what we are doing, we are hiring them, training them in our own establishment, and then we are using them. But there are few organizations, if they are imparting the training, their trainees or the skilled power, they immediately get the employment, and even up to certain extent, they are in a position to start their own operations as satellite operation, because now it is in an
Correct.
era of not dealing the entire business operation in a single goal, but they are going for a satellite operation. So ultimately, if we are looking to this sector and we are thinking of this, this definitely will echo the voice of our Honorable Prime Minister, local to global. And we should be local and vocal about the local persons. And this employability, usually when we are talking about skilled labor or supervisors, usually it is required at a local level, and ultimately it suits to the aim of sustainability also, because it gives them the stability at their home place. So they are not going here and there, or they are not leaving their establishment once they starts working with them.
Wonderful, sir. So that brings us to our last question today, sir, to you. Is what, in your opinion, are the most critical steps that need to be taken to address the current and future skill gaps that exist in the industry today?
See, whenever we are framing the policies, then always it is for the betterment, and we are taking care of each and every sector. But down the lane, when it comes for execution, then certainly we come across so-called teething troubles. We have framed the courses, but still we need to identify a larger groups of institutions, maybe in the state agriculture university or veterinary university or veterinary institutions or private sector, or even the larger network of Krishi Vigyan Kendra, to undertake these trainings to produce the skilled manpower. Still, that networking is not very perfect, and we need to identify many more institutions, those which can impart the training and certification of this trained manpower. Although Skill Development Council has framed certain courses, still many more courses are required to be framed, looking to the dynamic requirement of the sector, because every year the dynamics of the sector changes. Now it is an era of not only producing the raw product, either in terms of egg or meat or milk, but rather it's an era of value addition. So we need to have a technical and skilled manpower who can handle the value addition also,
Sure.
processing also, safe delivery also. So in a time to come, again, we need to make a dynamic framework for continuous upgrading of course syllabus, upgrading of new course to be framed as per the industrial requirement, and then identifying the institutions which can carry out these activities without investing anything. So I think within short span of time, we can gear up the system, and we can address the key challenges. And without inputs, if we can go along with the existing infrastructure available with us, I think in a least cost manner, we can produce the skilled manpower at a larger scale, which is ready to be taken up by our industrial fellows.
Thank you, sir. It's been wonderful talking to you as usual, and we've got gained a lot of valuable insights from you. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. To be notified of upcoming podcasts, like and subscribe our YouTube channel at IPR Radio today.